Okay, hi everybody. This is my video on how I paint robes. So this is one of the test minis I painted for just getting my eye back in on painting robes for my piece I'm using for a competition. So I've got the exact same mini already primed and based and everything. It's primed using Vallejo's grey primer. These are the paints I'm going to be using. So that is Panzerace's light rubber, which is a sort of warm grey colour. The next is Panzerace's Splinter Camouflage base, which is a grey beigey colour and leads on nicely from the warm grey. But you can use any colours really, as long as you've got your shadow colour, your mid-tone and your highlight, you'll be fine. You can use anything really. These are just the colours that I was looking to build up a very white set of robes. So it's using those, and for the highlight I'm using Panzerace's stencil, which is just an off-white, and then I'll do final edge highlighting with pure white. Any white will do. Now I have pre-mixed the in-between shades. I don't tend to do this normally, but I have done for this. So that's 50-50 light rubber and camouflage base, and 50-50 camouflage base and stencil. So basically, just a drop of shadow and a drop of mid-tone, and a drop of highlight, and those give you the two in-between colours. Okay, so we're going to take our mid-tone and paint this guy here. So he's been based with an airbrush using Vallejo's Model Air grey primer. I prefer to work from a grey primer myself. So yeah, so we'll take the mid-tone and we'll just use a drop of that and a drop of water and slap that on. I think we're all pretty up on how to stick on a base coat, but I'm sure there's going to be a few seconds of me slapping some paint on here any second now. Hey, and there we go. 3.5 minutes in, and finally a brush touches a mini. Okay, so now the base coat has dried. We'll just apply the shadows into the recesses of the mini. No need to be too neat at this stage. Just get a nice layer in there, so they're nice and dark. So like I said, yeah, you can use any colour for this, but so whatever you're using as your shadow colour. Just happens to be the Panzerace's light rubber on this colour scheme. So just go around the mini, get it in all the recesses. Okay, now we're moving on to putting on the first highlight. So we'll use the mix of the highlight colour and the mid-tone. So that's 50/50 Panzerac's stencil and Panzerac's splinter camouflage on this colour scheme, and just apply that to the raised areas. So the opposite of what we just did. We've just been through all the recesses, so we'll just apply this to all the raised areas now. So anyway, when you think the light's going to hit, sometimes it helps to look down on the Mini from above, just so you can see where the light would be hitting. Okay, now the transition between the first highlight and the shadow was a little harsh. So taking the mix of the shadow colour and the base colour, so that's the light rubber and the splinter camouflage, just applying that again over the shadow and over the highlighted edge, just to blend the two together. And then once I've done that, I'll just go over the recessed areas again with the shadow colour again, and I'll just blend them in together a bit smoother. We should be able to see here that the transitions are a little smoother now. They were a bit too harsh at first. So, okay, now that that's done, we'll move on to the first proper highlight. So we're using the stencil here. And as you can see, that goes on and looks very light, but it'll dry a little darker. Most paints dry a little darker, so it won't look quite so harsh. But if you do end up with a harsh line, it's just a case of go over it again with the previous paint, and that'll cover it up a bit, and then just go over it again. The paints are slightly transparent, so you'll always get a little bit showing through, so you can always dull it back down if it's a little too harsh. And that's the basic thing I tend to do, is layer over paints just to smooth out the transitions if need be. I'm putting quite large highlights on this because I want the robes to be particularly pale. Depending on the look you're going for, you may use smaller highlights or larger highlights, it's up to you. But like I say, I want a particularly pale colour, so each highlight is leaving a very small amount of the previous highlight. Each layer is leaving a smaller amount of the previous layer, and that'll give us the much paler colour, because the final highlight will be quite large. So I'm just using the edge of the tip now, just to pick up the fine details around the shoulders. So yeah, always use the tips on any of those detail areas, the edge of the brush for those sort of detailed areas. So we can see it's starting to come together now. Now I'm just using pure white, just picking up the very tops, very highest raised areas, the bits that would catch the most light. So around the back, the tops of the big ruffles in the robe, they're going to catch the most. You see there, looking down the top of the Mini, to give you a better idea of where the light will be hitting, and just picking up the edges with the side of the brush. And there we go. there we have our final job done. The white robes on a Space Marine. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and you find it of some help. Maybe post a video response of your robes. I'd love to see them. Thanks for watching, guys.